The best investment you can make is in yourself. Warren Buffett. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself. Those are the words of Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, one of the greatest investors in the history of humanity. And this isn't just a clever quote from a billionaire. It's a truth, a deep, universal principle that governs every form of success. Because the greatest return on investment is not in the stock market, not in real estate, not in gold or crypto. It's in you. Take a moment, take a breath, and ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you truly invested in yourself? I'm not talking about buying things, not the new phone, not the car, not the clothes. I'm talking about investing in your mind, your growth, your health, your skills, your energy, your vision. Because the truth is simple. Everything you want in life, every dream, every goal, every level of success begins with you. Warren Buffett once said, if you lose money, you can get it back. But if you lose yourself, your ability to learn, to think, to act, then you lose everything. Buffett understood something most people never will. You are your greatest asset. And that's exactly what this episode is about. It's about realizing that you, right now, sitting here listening, have something more powerful than any investment portfolio. You have potential. Raw, unlimited potential that multiplies every time you learn, grow, and act. You see, when you invest in yourself, you're building something that no one can tax, no one can steal, and no market crash can ever take away. Your value doesn't go up or down with the economy. It goes up with every page you read, every challenge you face, every risk you take to grow. Every person who's achieved greatness, every leader, every innovator, every entrepreneur, they all share one common habit. They invest in themselves relentlessly. They study when others sleep. They read when others scroll. They train when others quit. They act when others doubt. Warren Buffett reads 500 pages every single day. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science by reading. Tony Robbins has spent millions of dollars learning from the best minds in the world. Why? Because they all understand one thing. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. If you want more money, become a person who can create value. If you want more opportunity, become a person who recognizes opportunity. If you want more respect, become a person who lives with integrity. Everything starts with you. When you grow, everything grows. When you stagnate, everything around you withers. That's why investing in yourself isn't optional. It's essential. Now, let's be real. People spend their lives chasing external investments, stocks, businesses, property. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the truth. Buffett never stops emphasizing. You can make a 10%, 20%, maybe 100% return on a stock if you're lucky. But if you invest in yourself, in a skill, in a mindset, in personal mastery, that investment pays for a lifetime. When you improve your communication, your income grows. When you develop emotional intelligence, your relationships deepen. When you build self-discipline, your results multiply. It's compounding. The same way interest compounds money, growth compounds success. Each small improvement builds on the last, creating exponential results over time. Buffett calls it the snowball effect. Every bit of knowledge, every ounce of discipline, every experience you gain adds to your momentum until one day your life becomes unstoppable. Here's what I've learned. Successful people don't invest to look rich. They invest to become valuable. They understand that who they are is always more important than what they have. You are the CEO of your own life. Think about that. You are the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of the most important company in the world, You Incorporated. Your knowledge is your capital. Your habits are your systems. Your mindset is your leadership team. Your relationships are your network. And if you stop reinvesting in that company, if you stop learning, stop growing, stop evolving, your company starts to lose value. That's why Buffett says the best protection against inflation, uncertainty, and chaos is not a new investment. It's improving yourself. It's developing the skills and wisdom that make you valuable in any situation, in any economy, in any era. So let me ask you, are you investing in yourself right now, or are you waiting? Waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the money, waiting for someone else to believe in you first. Let me tell you something, there will never be a perfect time, and no one is coming to save you. If you want your life to change, the investment begins with you. Because here's the truth, the world doesn't pay you for what you want, it pays you for the value you deliver. And your value is a reflection of who you are. So how do you begin? There are 3 levels of self-investment that Warren Buffett and every high performer on this planet understands. And if you apply them, I promise you, your life will transform from the inside out. The first level is knowledge and skill. Read, learn, practice every single day. You don't need to become the best in the world, just become better than you were yesterday. 1% improvement every day may not look like much, but after a year, you're 37 times stronger, smarter, and more capable than you were before. That's the power of small, consistent growth. Every time you read a book, every course you take, every mentor you learn from, you're planting seeds that will bear fruit for decades. And don't hesitate to spend money on learning. Yes, a course costs something. Yes, a book costs something. But ignorance costs far more. The return on knowledge is infinite, because once you know, no one can take it away. The second level of self-investment is character. Character is your foundation, your integrity, your discipline, your emotional control. Buffett says, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. That's why your character must be stronger than your ambition. If you want people to trust you, become trustworthy. If you want loyalty, become loyal. If you want success that lasts, build it on a foundation of honesty and respect. We live in a world obsessed with quick wins, shortcuts, and instant gratification. But real success, the kind that endures, is built through patience, consistency, and moral strength. Don't just focus on what you achieve. Focus on who you become in the process. Because when your character grows, your influence grows. And influence is the true currency of leadership. Finally, the third level, and the one most people ignore, is energy. Your energy is your power source. It's what fuels every goal, every idea, every dream. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you're tired, burned out, uninspired, you won't execute it. Buffett doesn't work 16 hours a day. He doesn't grind until he collapses. He focuses his energy on what truly matters, the few decisions that create the biggest impact. Energy isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. Tony Robbins calls it state, the peak performance state, where your mind and body are aligned with your vision. When you're in state, you make powerful decisions. When you're out of state, you doubt, hesitate, and lose momentum. So protect your energy. Guard it like the priceless resource it is. Eat clean, move your body, rest well. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what grows you. Because every day you invest in your energy, you invest in your ability to show up as your best self. When you begin investing in yourself, truly intentionally, something extraordinary happens. You start to feel a shift. It's like a fire that begins to burn inside you. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstances, and you start realizing that you are the creator of your own future. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what is this teaching me? That question alone changes everything. Because life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you're ready for. And the only way to get ready is to grow. Every great story of transformation begins the same way, with a decision. A decision to stop blaming, stop waiting, and start building. A decision to invest your time, your focus, and your energy into becoming the kind of person who can handle the life you dream about. You say you want success, but are you prepared for it? You say you want wealth, but can you manage it? You say you want freedom, but can you discipline yourself to earn it? That's what self-investment is all about. Becoming worthy of your goals. Because success isn't a reward, it's a reflection. It reflects who you've become. Warren Buffett didn't start with billions. He started as a young man in Omaha with a small library card and a hunger to learn. He read every book he could find on investing. He studied the masters. He made mistakes. He kept growing. He invested time before he ever had money. And that's something you and I can do right now. You might not have the money to start a business today. You might not have investors, a network, or the perfect plan. But you do have you. You have your focus, your effort, your habits, your curiosity. Those are the assets that matter most. You can read, you can study, you can train, you can build, you can wake up an hour earlier. You can use your weekends to learn instead of escape. And here's the beauty of it. Every single thing you do to improve yourself multiplies your value. That's how people go from nothing to greatness. Not by luck, but by compounding small improvements over time. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you earn. And the only way to earn more, to become more, is to invest in yourself daily. You want to be confident? Then build competence. You want to be respected? Then master your craft. You want to make more money? Then create more value. Simple, powerful, unstoppable. That's how life works. Every book you read, every fear you face, every skill you sharpen adds one more layer to your greatness. You might not see the change right away. Growth is invisible at first, just like an investment portfolio compounding in silence, but one day it shows. One day, people look at you and wonder how you became so confident, so wise, so strong. They won't see the nights you studied when you were tired. They won't see the rejection, the failures, the inner battles you fought. But you will know. You will remember. You'll remember every moment you chose growth over comfort. And that memory becomes your foundation, unshakable, unbreakable. Let's talk about money for a moment, because Buffett's quote, though timeless, also carries a brutally practical financial truth. When you invest in yourself, you increase your earning capacity. That's the real secret. Money doesn't go to the person who wants it most. It goes to the person who's most valuable. If you increase your value, your income will follow. Not instantly, not magically, but inevitably. That's why Buffett says your income will grow only to the extent that you do. It's not luck, it's leverage. The market pays for solutions, and every new skill you develop, every problem you learn to solve makes you more irreplaceable. Learn how to communicate, and doors open. Learn how to sell, and you'll never go hungry. Learn how to manage emotions, and you'll thrive when others panic. The best financial investment is always in personal development, because when the market crashes, you still have your mind. When opportunities disappear, you still have your skills. When things fall apart, you still have your resourcefulness. That's how winners think. They don't ask, what can I buy? They ask, who can I become? And that brings us to the deeper philosophical meaning behind Buffett's words, the part most people miss. Investing in yourself isn't just about money or success. It's about honoring the gift of life you've been given. Think about it. Out of billions of possibilities, you exist. You have a mind that can imagine, a heart that can feel, and a spirit that can choose. Every time you choose to grow, you're saying thank you to life. You're saying, I will not waste this chance. You're saying, I will not settle for average when I was born for greatness. That's not arrogance. That's responsibility. You have a duty to your potential, a duty to bring out what's inside you and make it real. When you invest in yourself, you honor that duty. And here's something powerful. When you grow, you don't just lift yourself, you lift others. Your growth inspires your family. Your confidence uplifts your team. Your courage awakens the people around you. When you light your fire, you give others permission to light theirs. That's why Buffett, even in his humility, continues to teach and mentor, because he understands that true wealth is not in what you keep, it's in what you share. That's what makes your investment eternal. Every book you write, every life you touch, every example you set, those are dividends that keep paying long after you're gone. But let's get honest again. Investing in yourself isn't easy. It requires courage to face your fears, to step into uncertainty, to admit that you don't know it all. It requires humility to learn from failure, to accept feedback, to start over again and again. It requires faith to keep believing in your potential even when no one else does. That's why most people don't do it. They'd rather distract themselves than develop themselves. They'd rather scroll than study. They'd rather talk about their dreams than work for them. But you're here because you're different. You wouldn't be listening to this if something inside you didn't already know. You're meant for more. And deep down, you know that more doesn't come from outside. It comes from within. So here's what I want you to remember. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you invest in your future self. Every time you take responsibility, you raise your value. Every time you push through fear, you expand your potential. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming powerful. Not in a controlling way, but in a purposeful way. Powerful people don't control others. They control themselves. They master their focus, their energy, their time. That's what Warren Buffett does. That's what every great achiever does, and that's what you can do too. The power is already within you. It just needs direction. You see, every human being has a voice inside, a whisper that says, there's more for me. But for most people, that voice gets buried under fear, doubt, and distraction. Self-investment is how you bring that voice back to life. It's how you reclaim your confidence, your clarity, your fire. And the moment you start honoring that voice, the moment you say yes to growth, your entire life begins to align. Opportunities appear, connections happen, doors open, not because the world suddenly changed, but because you did. You became more valuable. You became more magnetic. You became more alive. That's the miracle of self-investment. It's not just about learning. It's about transforming. And this transformation, my friend, is what turns ordinary people into legends. It's what took Buffett from a boy in Omaha to one of the richest and most respected men in the world. It's what took Oprah from poverty to becoming a global icon. It's what took Tony Robbins from a janitor to a world-changing leader. And it's what will take you from where you are to where you're meant to be. Because the principles of success never change. The tools evolve, the markets shift, but the truth remains eternal. You are your best investment. No stock, no real estate, no company, no crypto coin will ever outperform you. So here we are, at the end of this episode, but not the end of your journey. Because this isn't just a podcast you listen to. It's a mirror showing you what's already inside you. The strength, the hunger, the potential, the greatness. And if you've been waiting for a sign to start changing your life, This is it. This moment, right here, right now, is your beginning. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. You've just spent time feeding your mind. That's the first deposit into the most valuable account you'll ever own, yourself. But information alone won't change your life. Action will. Buffett didn't just read, he applied what he learned. Tony Robbins didn't just study success, he lived it, he taught it, he became it. And now it's your turn. You've heard the truth. The best investment you can make is in yourself. So I want you to ask yourself one question and answer it with absolute honesty. What's the next investment you're going to make in you? Will you pick up that book that's been sitting on your desk for months? Will you finally sign up for that course? Will you wake up earlier to train, to learn, to plan your future? Will you stop doubting yourself and finally take the leap you've been avoiding? Because this is your life, your story. And the world is waiting for your greatness to unfold. Listen, no one is going to hand you the life you want. No one is going to come knocking on your door with success wrapped in a gift box. You have to claim it. You have to earn it. And you earn it by building yourself every single day. When you wake up tomorrow, choose growth. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose courage over fear. Choose action over hesitation. Every day, invest one more drop of effort into becoming the person you're meant to be. And soon, those drops will become an ocean. Because that's how success works. Quietly, consistently, faithfully. The truth is, the moment you start investing in yourself, the universe starts investing in you. Opportunities appear that you couldn't see before. People show up who align with your vision. Ideas start flowing. Energy starts growing. And you realize you were never waiting for luck. Luck was waiting for you to get ready. When you grow, your life expands to match your new identity. That's not magic. That's alignment. And alignment is the highest return on investment you can ever achieve. So I want you to make a promise. Right now, wherever you are, say it with me. From this moment on, I invest in myself. Every day, in every way. Say it again. Feel it. Own it. Because when you commit to that, you declare independence from fear, from limitation, from the small thinking that holds most people back. You declare that you are not a spectator in life. You are the creator. You're no longer waiting for motivation. You are the motivation. You're no longer seeking permission. You give yourself permission. You are the investment. You are the asset. You are the one who will change your story. And here's the best part. When you grow, when you rise, when you step into your full power, you don't rise alone. You become a light. And your light gives hope to others still walking in the dark. Your courage gives them strength. Your progress gives them faith. Your story becomes proof that it's possible. That's how we change the world, not by preaching, but by becoming. When you invest in yourself, you give others permission to believe in themselves. That is how greatness spreads. So let's end this first episode with a truth that I want you to carry with you long after this audio fades. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Don't rush it. Don't compare it. Don't underestimate it. Nurture it, build it, protect it. Because when you master yourself, you master life. When you grow yourself, you grow your wealth, your relationships, your freedom, your peace. Everything starts with you. And now, as we close, take a deep breath and let this moment anchor into your mind. Every second you spend learning, growing, and improving yourself is never wasted. It's multiplied. It's compounding into the life you deserve. So go out there and take the next step. Don't just listen, act. Don't just dream, build. Don't just plan, execute. Your best investment starts today. This is the Immortal Quotes podcast, where timeless wisdom meets modern power. If this message resonated with you, share it, subscribe, and keep walking this path with us. Because every episode, we'll dive deeper into the words of history's greatest minds, not just to understand them, but to live them. And in our next episode, we're going even further. Because Warren Buffett taught us where to start, with ourselves. But our next teacher, T. Harv Eker, will show us how to think like the rich and why most people don't. The next quote is this: "Rich people think big, poor people think small." T. Harv Eker. If you're ready to expand your mind and break free from limited thinking, then I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, keep investing in yourself. Because you are the best investment the world will ever know.